Well, hello everyone, and welcome to day number 3 of Group B and week 2 of the Pro League 6 tournament of Littlewargame. Today's game is going to be between Team mderg and Team Broleague. So far, everything has been going in the favor of Team mderg, as you can see on this score sheet, and mderg definitely wants to keep this streak going, hoping to get himself a clean sweep, so his team can secure second spot and will only be 1 point away from first place. However, Team Broleague has so far scored 2 points. They haven't won a series just yet, so MatthewN is going to be on the hunt for their first series win. And today is going to be the day in his mind, as he is looking to get the first victory for Team Broleague. So there's only one thing left to do between these two guys, and that is figure out who will take the early lead. So let's get into game number 1. And game number 1 is going to be played on Mirrored Mire. Definitely one of the bigger maps, with a lot of runway between the two bases here. Or at least it looks maybe bigger than that it actually is. Definitely bigger than Ravage though. That is one thing that is for sure. However, in the top left-hand side with the red pieces, we are going to have our challenger from Team Broleague. It is Matthew. And the team captain is going to be on the bottom right-hand side with the blue pieces. For Team mderg, it is mderg. Both of these players deciding to place the houses relatively close by to the gold mine. And Matthew over here deciding to go for the wolf den, and mderg doing the exact same thing. So it is going to be a den versus den opening. Let's actually see if it is going to be a 1 den versus 1 den, or if there are going to be more shenanigans. So far, it looks like Matthew is trying to get himself a second worker out there, and he indeed is going for a 2 den. But look over here. Another 2 den is being constructed. Now, this is going to be interesting. I haven't seen too often that it is going to be a 2 den versus 2 den. More often than not, it is a 1 den versus 2 den, or maybe a Rex or a workshop opener versus a 2 den. And we have seen a triple den opening happening once. It happened in the late stages of week 1, if I'm correct. Where there has been a 3 den opening. It didn't work out though. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see who's going to take the map pressure in their favor with this 2 den opening on both sides. First wolf for both sides has been trained. Second wolf of Matthew is a little bit faster. And the third wolf as well. So when it comes to pure production, mderg is slightly behind. With Matthew running his first wolf around though, might put mderg on a little bit of a different path, but not entirely sure if mderg expects the double den just yet. Matthew running one of the wolves back for all the way. Does spot the second wolf already, so he might still feel maybe with a little bit of doubt that it is a 1 den, but he will see the third wolf here, and they will both know of each other that it is a 2 den opening for both of them. Fourth wolf enters the fray from Matthew. mderg is still on 3, as he is keeping 3 wolves, or 4 wolves right now at his main base. This singular wolf does not spot too much apart from the wolves that were at the base of mderg himself, who's currently at 7 or well, right now 8 wolves. Definitely in a favor of mderg here. More wolves, however, do go ahead and join the center of the map from Matthew, who himself has 10 wolves right now. The difference between wolves is also the difference between workers, so mderg here has the income advantage. Matthew over here is saving up for the natural base, doesn't put it immediately down, but it's close enough. Both setting up a natural, a little bit of an engagement in the middle of the map, but nothing too serious going on just yet. No units have been lost, everything will heal slowly but steadily. There is one wolf which is on a little bit lower health for mderg though, and when it comes to the total amount of wolves, it definitely is in the favor of our boy in the red, who in total has 2 additional wolves, of course. But are they all in this fight? Yes, they all are. Some workers, however, have entered the natural area, trying to deter Matthew from some of his attacks. Is he going to be able to snipe some of these workers though? So far it hasn't happened just yet. The attack keeps on going. One wolf trying to deal some damage. Nothing has been happening so far. No wolves have died just yet. A few are definitely on some low health. This one wolf is going to be completely surrounded and one goes down. Matthew micros one of his workers back. 2 workers of mderg have been going down. Another wolf is going to go down relatively quickly. Does manage to be pulled back. This wolf being surrounded is going to be taken down. Is going to be dealing a lot of damage though. No, it's not going to deal plenty of damage. More and more wolves go down over here. While Matthew in the top is going to be pushed back, everything is going down for mderg over here. 3 workers have been going down in total, with 4 wolves in total as well. And Matthew really wants to take away all of these wolves, but eventually goes in and is going for the scouting information. Definitely letting these 2 wolves to die. So not entirely sure if that is the best way to secure your wolves here. Also, just keeps him running back, so this wolf could have possibly escaped, but nothing of the sort. Not the greatest execution from Matthew. Could have let 2 wolves go back into his own base and just let one run into the main. Did he scout the snake charmer? Definitely did not, as it just started construction. And is there something going on for Matthew? Matthew is just getting himself a 3rd den. This, once again, though, is going to be interesting. 10 wolves versus 10 wolves, definitely more health on the side of mderg here. Another wolf trying to get themselves some scouting information. mderg is going to try and deny it a little bit. Is this wolf going to go inside and see the snake charmer? I highly doubt it. In the meantime, an engagement for mderg over here. Does manage to take down another wolf. Another wolf has been going down on very low health so far. Nothing has been taken down. Not really a good focus from mderg. Does eventually go and target the one wolf down. Is going to be killed. Is this wolf, however, itself going to be safer? Is it also going to be taken down? It is going to be taken down. A pretty nice movement from Matthew here. And a little bit of unlucky for mderg. A 4th den is going to be constructed for Matthew. mderg does have quite some money, probably wants to get himself another den, because he is constructing some snakes, which definitely gives him some more DPS when it comes to the backline here. A very nice attempt on a surround from mderg. But is it going to be enough? It doesn't seem like it is going to be enough quite yet. This wolf is not in a great position, low health, but still in the front of the field. Is going to be taken down slow and steady, but there's a very nice move over here on the southwest position of the natural, but on the other side, Matthew definitely is going to be able to take down all of the wolves. Why are the workers not attacking back just yet? And only now on hold position to block all of these wolves in here. And Matthew loses almost all of his wolves in that fight. Of course, he is going to continuously be producing some more army, but is it going to be enough? A werewolf den is being constructed from mderg. In addition to the start of his snakes, the snake charmer just now has been started from Matthew, so he definitely does have the production, but is it going to be enough to overrun mderg in the long term, especially when he does eventually get out his werewolves? It's going to be an interesting situation to keep an eye on. These wolves have definitely been a little bit out of position. And it's also going to be curious to see if mderg is going to be able to defend his bases with just one active wolf den. Getting some production in because the other one is being used to create a werewolf den. Snakes, definitely a great addition here. More and more wolves go down, some nice attacks from the snakes to take down these wolves pretty swiftly. And another harass from MatthewN has been taken down. Advanced Workshop is going to be constructed from mderg, is probably going to get himself some airships to transport his werewolves into, probably go for a werewolf drop. Finally gets himself a third den here to increase his production. This is going to be enough. Is it going to be another very nice round on these wolves? Yes, once again, MatthewN with a terrible engagement here. All of these wolves are probably going to go down if he doesn't move them away. And yes, one wolf goes down, second wolf not quite there yet, but when it comes to the total army, it's just not there yet. He really needs to group his army and get it ready. One wolf from mderg is going to scout that there is no third base over here, but there will be a third base down in the southern position relatively soon. He's probably going to move all of his units over here to try and spot that out, and we'll see that it's being produced almost immediately. The worker from mderg is also ready to get a third base going, so they start pretty much at the same time. Is he going to be able to delay it though? So far it kind of looks like it. This worker definitely going to be taken down if the snakes can deal enough damage. And will it actually happen? No, it's only on 5 health. It is close, but no cigar. But once again, the army of MatthewN is just way, way, way bigger. Also constructed himself a fortress, which is going to be finished right now. So I assume that there's going to be a dragon lair that's going to be constructed relatively soon. Hasn't started just yet, as MatthewN is going to chase down these snakes. Snakes have just a little bit of a lower movement speed, so they are going to be slowly picked off. The wolves getting themselves in between. Is that going to help itself though, because they are going to get blocked by the snakes a little bit. But right now, Matthew sees that there is a werewolf from mderg. Will know exactly what mderg is up to. Might not expect an airship here, but definitely knows that mderg has gone the werewolf route. Probably not going to have to worry about dragons so far, but having that said, he himself is obviously getting a dragon lair. This werewolf is tanking a decent amount of hits, is going to get in another smash. So far it doesn't seem like it. A lot of units are going to be taken down though. A nice smash, dispersing some of them, but his entire army is just going to be taken down. Wolves have entered the main base here, taking down some of the reinforcements. There is an airship, but is it actually going to do anything? It is going to pick up the werewolf, which is probably going to help in the main base here, but the third base is under attack. The watchtower is starting to be taken down. The wolves here are slowly going to be taken down as well, but it's just slowly going to be overrun here. More units enter the fray in the meantime. The watchtower being taken down. Dragon lair is almost going to be completed. The werewolf not really going to help in the situation. Definitely wants to put the full health werewolf in the third base location here, not the low health werewolf, because it's going to be taken down relatively quickly here. More workers are going to be taken down. 4 wolves once again are going to try and enter in the natural base. Is going to be enough damage though. Another smash comes in. Workers try to attack the units as well. It is a lot of lost mining time though. Even though mderg in total is ahead when it comes to the mined amount of gold, is yeah, it's not really looking too good, at least when we look at the army size. 2 werewolves can definitely pack a punch, but with 1 werewolf very low on health, is it going to be enough to stop the constant stream from Matthew here? Also, the first attack upgrade is coming in. Second dragon lair is going to be constructed. First dragon is on its way. And if the snakes from mderg are going to be taken down, and there is absolutely nothing from him to go ahead and take down the dragons. Of course, watchtowers are being constructed. They are going to finish. So it is going to be a little bit harder for a boy in the red to deal plenty of damage. But still, a lot of damage has been done. having that said, with 11 workers being taken down, he is still 13 workers behind. Matthew, definitely not a great situation when it comes to the economy. His economy is relatively even, but once again, like I said, he's 14 workers behind. He will lose a lot of the possible advantage that he could have had if he just gotten richer. Having that said, workshop under construction for mderg. He is getting a fortress himself. He's getting another wolf den. So with the income that mderg has been gathering here, he is getting himself also an animal testing lab. But he is slowly going to try and get himself in a favorable position here. He has been on the back foot for pretty much the entirety of this match, and is he able to turn it around? We shall see very quickly, as 3 dragons have been completed. The 4th one is almost done as well, and mderg has no clue what a boy in a red is up to. Did this airship get spotted by Matthew? I'm not entirely sure. I highly doubt it, as it is not being followed by the dragons. 4th base attempt from mderg does get thrown off the map though, as the army over here is ready to deny it. And there doesn't seem like any 4th base is going to be made by Matthew. Army up here is going to be pushed back, and I assume another worker is going to be pulled in order to create that 4th base, and it looks like it. He does at least have plenty of money to place one down. One attack upgrade has finished from mderg. We'll definitely get some use out of it. And the airship over here is just waiting to pounce. The watchtower though does not see it just yet, will now find it. Army once again just being a nuisance up top to werewolves. Getting their smashes in. Will it actually be enough to take down this watchtower? This airship definitely started to take some of the initial damage. Is going to move it out of the way. Are the dragons going to fly in? Yes, they are. 6 dragons have been completed. Almost 8. Another dragon lair is going to be constructed. The 2nd attack upgrade is halfway done as well, and it doesn't really look that good for mderg. He does now see the onslaught of dragons here. The airship is going to be taken down fairly quickly. The werewolf is going to be taken down as well. This army just walks straight past the wolf that is at the 4th base location there, so it could have been an easy pickup for that army there, but it looks like Matthew is going to run, or fly, I should say, straight into the bases of mderg. 2nd attack upgrade almost finished, so these dragons will definitely deal a lot of damage. 1 attack upgrade has been started from mderg. Is almost done, but the snakes don't deal a lot of damage to the dragons. 1st ballista is on the way. Is going to be enough though? We shall see fairly quickly. There has not been finished watchtowers in the main base, so it's interesting to see that they actually pull back just because there are like 3 snakes. It's not really the best. Not entirely sure if a fortress actually shoots arrows as well to the dragons, but I highly doubt it, as most of them are still on full health. But there is a full-on engagement from Matthew here. A lot of units in the sky are just going to try and burn everything down. The snakes at the top are going to be taken down fairly quickly. mderg does have a total of 14 snakes, but are they going to be enough? They are going to be taken down relatively quickly. More and more dragons are being constructed as well. The 2nd attack upgrade is done. So the snakes, definitely a little bit of a nuisance, especially when the ballista has been added to the fray. It wants to move away from that position. Watchtower at the 4th is also going to be attacked. Is it going to be taken down though so far? It has been a nice movement from mderg, putting some workers on hold position. He is going to lose more and more and more though. This werewolf is going to be targeted. Is not going to be killed completely just yet. Definitely wants to go and take down this ballista as soon as possible. It is a little bit out of position, can definitely be taken down fairly quickly. Werewolf once again being targeted by everything is slowly going to be taken down because they do have 4 armor and a lot of health, so they are very, very tanky. But it's not going to be enough. mderg decides to tap out because all of these dragons are just too much for him to handle. 9 dragons in total, with more and more on the way. And with this sloppy push, with this sloppy fight and continuous engagement, Matthew does manage to get a 1-0 lead for Team Broleague. It's definitely something that mderg I highly doubt would have seen coming, as he was ahead in the economy and was getting himself geared up to take the 4th base. But in the end, it was just not enough. Matthew, the continuous battering ram, no matter how meh the engagements were, did just overwhelm the player in the blue. And like I said, takes the 1-0 lead for Team Broleague in this series. So let's see if he can take the 2-0 victory, or if mderg can gather himself and get the 1-1 equalizer. And again, it doesn't look good. Because once again, we find ourselves on Ravaged. And what we know of Ravaged so far is that series often get determined. They get decided when it comes to Ravaged. So are we going to break that streak? Or is it going to be true? Will mderg break it and get the 1-1? Or will Matthew continue and get the first series victory for Team Broleague? Having that said though, let's introduce the players on the map. In the top left hand side on Ravaged with the red pieces and the adorable Santa hats, it is going to be Matthew. And on the bottom right with the normal humans in their blue overalls. Or are they overalls or is it actual armor? I assume it's going to be overalls, but in the blue bodysuits is going to be mderg. mderg is going to open up with Rex this time, while Matthew says whatever worked in the first game is probably going to work in the second game. And he is indeed going to go for the exact same strategy as he is going for a 2-den opening once more. While mderg is going to start with 1x. So, are there any guesses on what is going to happen with this build, with the buildings, with the unit production area? Would you have guessed it, that it is a raider versus a wolf? Haven't seen that opening before. However, how many wolves is it going to be? And how many raiders is it going to be? Is mderg going to be able to sniff out that is going to be more and more of the same from Matthew? He is moving a worker out on the field. And is that going to be for a proxy, or is it just going to be an elaborate scout before he moves it back over to his natural and starts the production of a castle? So far it looks like an elaborate scouting maneuver. If he would be a little bit later, he would have seen this first wolf. But this raider is definitely going to figure out that there is a 2-den opening going on, because he will find these 2 wolves in the third of the map of MatthewN's side. So he will probably expect that there is a wolf right here, ready to pounce on the worker. So far it's not going to happen though. This raider, definitely with some bad movement, does not manage to get a first hit off on the wolf, but so far will he actually be able to take it down? For some reason this raider did not actually attack this wolf. Will Flash does not end up killing it just yet. The other raider, which was being chased by the 2 wolves, has been taken some hefty damage, which it is slowly regenerating, but definitely not fast enough for the moment when MatthewN is going to just pounce. More and more attacks are going to be taken down. Wolves are definitely low on health. A nice flash to take down a wolf. It's very nice to see. He definitely wants to flash out another raider though. Gets it to a secure spot. A watchtower is going to be constructed. Very nice to see. Would also love him to start the natural base, which I assume he's going to do, as he is starting the castle here. However, at this point, yeah, I guess the castle is the best to do. However, I would have also liked a house, maybe. A house to give him some more supply to actually continue production of the units on mderg's side. The watchtower, however, has been constructed, so it definitely has a little bit more of a free moving area. This raider can heal up a little bit more, and another wolf was taken down by the raiders. 3 wolves in total have been going down, but so far not that big of a difference. Of course, there are 6 wolves for MatthewN outside of the base of mderg, but it feels like these raiders should be able to take it down, even though one of them is on a low health count. Definitely nothing for mderg to worry about. He is getting himself a second Rex. A nice way to add some more construction. But yeah, definitely wanted to get a house in there as well. Can start to produce some more units right now. This wolf does scout that the raiders are all on the way. Is he going to move into the base? I highly doubt it, because once again there is a watchtower. Does leave 1 wolf at the 3rd location, keeping an eye on that base. Does not want to give mderg an edge here when it comes to the economy, even though they are all pretty similar when it comes to the workers created. It's a slight advantage for MatthewN, as his natural base has been up for just a little bit longer. These raiders, though, are definitely in a pickle. A little bit late on the flash. The raider with low health does not have any energy left for another flash. And these wolves are slowly going to be able to catch up with these raiders. Not the best position for mderg to be in, especially when these raiders are a big chunk of the damage output of mderg here. Does manage to get himself 3 archers and will continue his production. But is that going to be enough to deter Matthew here? This wolf seems like it is going to go down. Not quite, though. It's not enough damage is being dealt. mderg definitely wants to move that worker back down to start work on his 3rd, which Matthew is already halfway on having completed. And there's just, in general, a lot more going on the side of the red player. He's getting himself a workshop. He's getting himself, once again, the fortress. So I assume that Matthew, once again, is going to go for a dragon opening here. mderg seems like he definitely wanted to have the worker on the other side here, as the construction of the watchtower has been temporarily stopped. And it looks like the construction of the natural base is also going to be stopped temporarily, as another worker is going to go down. Raiders over here dealing plenty of damage, however, definitely wants to flash out. This raider does not go ahead and do it quite yet, as he does not have enough energy, but really wants to use these raiders as a shield instead of the archers. Finally, pulling back into the attack range of the watchtower, where it's a much better position for a player in a blue. Matthew definitely overstepping his bounds here, but it is very nice to see for Matthew that he did deny the construction of the 3rd base and the watchtower for at least a little bit. Second workshop is being constructed, so it's going to be, I assume, a double catapult switch together with the wolves here. And he might save up some money for a dragon lair relatively soon too, as his fortress has finished now. His income is definitely going to be greater than mderg's. It's 50% bigger. And that is also attributed, of course, to the 3 worker lead now. And he can produce more workers at a time as well, so they'll only get a little bit better until now. And of course, between the splitting of the workers as well, as up until 6 workers, it's the most efficient you can put them down at 1 gold mine. So if you can split the workers evenly across all bases, then it's going to be a lot better. Finally, got some retaliation and damage done with the raiders. Does manage to take down 1 worker here and get some denied mining time. It is not too long though, and these raiders are now going to be in a tough position because Matthew has wolves all over the map. Definitely got himself some map pressure here. As you can see, looking at only his vision, he has wolves and eyes ready to spot everything everywhere. While mderg is operating pretty much in the blind, with only the bird over here going to get himself some scouting information. These raiders seem like they might be able to actually run away, but it is not going to be great for mderg. Matthew started his 4th base here. He's slowly adding more and more catapults, is getting once again a dragon lair, but this time it does get scouted by mderg. Or is it? Yes, it is, just on the edge of the vision of the bird. And he is going to get himself out of there again. Did he spot? No. He did not spot the workshop. That might be pretty huge, actually. As Matthew now has 4 catapults. He is having a dragon lair finished, but no dragons under construction just yet. Is getting himself a house to not get supply blocked. And he is making priests. Priests definitely have some good abilities. Priests can use a healing totem, which in a close by area they can obviously heal the army, so it is a little bit more of a sustain tactic from mderg here. And they can also, if researched, make units invisible. Not entirely sure if it also works on buildings, but definitely units. And he is starting to move out as we speak. The first wolf will be the canary of the coal mine. And is it going to be enough? He now knows that there are catapults and they are being put in pretty decent positions, if I say so myself. A nice flash, not entirely sure if it was on time though. A lot of damage has been dealt to the raiders here. And this is a huge army from our player in the blue. Once again, with all of the catapults here from Matthew, he has a lot of staying power and a lot of siege line that he can take advantage of. And of course, the first 2 dragons are out as well. mderg does have quite some archers, but if those archers are going to be taken down by the catapults relatively quickly, then those are not going to be a nuisance. This dragon just decides to fly straight into the army of mderg and is just going to die instantly. It is not really good to see. A lot of hits though against the soldiers of mderg here, but a lot of army remains. Is this going to be it? The soldiers get on top of the catapults. It's not great to see. Do eventually manage to get spread out though, but does just hit his own wolf with it. The 4th seems like it might go down. It has a lot of free attacks just being dealt to it. Definitely does not want to run straight into the catapult shots though. This army is slowly going to be picked apart, and all of these catapult shots are going to deal so much damage. He is also dealing quite a lot of friendly fire though, but this dragon slowly helping from the sky as well. And with the archer count thinned out a bit as well, it's not the best position to be in from mderg. It definitely overstayed. Did manage to take down the 4th base, but was it worth it? There is still some army left, and there's definitely a lot of reinforcements back at home. And with the ballista to fight back against the dragon here, you might actually have something, but look at this. 10 catapults on the field. This is going to be devastated. This is going to be tough to engage. As soon as mderg engages this though, and does manage to get relatively close and actually not allow these catapults to fire, then this army is completely useless. But he is, or at least it looks like he's moving his catapults away in some sort of formation that they are going to be able to attack. And with the 3 dragons, it's definitely going to be an interesting engagement here. mderg is going to try it. A lot of the catapults do have free reign to attack though. A very nice split from Matthew here. A healing totem does go down, or a healing ward I should say, but still a lot of catapults just have a free reign to attack. The soldiers do manage to get on top of them though, but a lot is still just going to be attacked and slowly going to be taken down. I feel like Matthew definitely wants to go ahead and try and focus the archers here, but so far this has not been a great engagement from Matthew. I thought it would be better, but so far no cigar. Matthew's getting himself the scouting upgrade. At least it allows him to see invisible units, as he obviously did see the priests from mderg. Is going to want to be careful of that. That upgrade should allow watchtowers, I believe, and not entirely sure if castles as well, but will at least give the watchtowers the ability to see invisible units. Matthew trying to pick off some reinforcements here. 4th base is continuously going to be constructed. He is, however, 700 gold behind, but Matthew is 1200 gold behind when it comes to the efficiency here. So mderg with the engagements is definitely a lot better than Matthew, but this is just once again going to be a case of getting overrun. Workers deal plenty of damage, some nice damage from the dragons as well, and of course the Gatling guns. Don't underestimate the Gatling guns, because they are fast, they attack fast, and they deal quite some damage too. mderg also not with the best engagements here. Does manage so far to just continue to hold on though. Is getting himself an attack upgrade. Matthew is lagging a little bit behind when it comes to the upgrades, but definitely not too shabby, getting himself a singular attack upgrade as well. More catapults being constructed. He has 4 in total right now, 2 at the 4th and 2 at the natural. 3 soldiers trying to take down the house, but don't think it's going to happen, as 4 dragons are on the way to deny that situation here. Hopefully none of the workers are going to be taken down. It looks like at least one of them is going to get killed, and maybe more. But yeah, no, they're not going to slay anymore. 5th base of MatthewN is starting to be constructed. This 6th location is also heavily fortified with the entire army of MatthewN here. More and more dragons as well being constructed. Another den going to be constructed. So with the addition of another base here, is going to try and see if he can just overrun mderg. The ballista ship does find the dragons. Is it actually going to be taken down some? So far no. 1 dragon is on very low health though, and his explosive shot upgrade is being constructed, but it has not yet finished. Is he going to take down the airship here? 1 dragon is going to be taken down. Is it going to be enough though? These dragons, how fast are they? The dragons seem like they are faster than the airship here and slowly manage to go and attack it, but the ballistas are going to be dropped in safety. Nothing for him to worry about. When it comes to the economy, Matthew is still 200 gold or 300 gold per minute ahead. Slowly and steadily, continuously going to improve his position. Watchtowers are being constructed to get himself into a more solidified position. Still kind of curious to see that watchtowers have not been constructed at more of his bases. It is only at the natural and in front of the 5th here, while mderg is definitely a little bit more fortified. Of course, the threat of dragons does exist, as there are a total of 5 here on the right hand side, going to try and fly into the main base, but the double ballista ship is on its way with the explosive shot. But keeping mderg busy on the right hand side is going to try and attack on the left hand side, and it feels like mderg knows exactly what Matthew is going to try and do, as he does already have some army ready here. A lot of shots of the catapults are just immediately going to smash down the entire army of mderg here. No real micro to dodge any of these shots. It's not great to see. Matthew is easily going to overrun this. One singular dragon is going to attack the 5th base attempt. There's really not that much that mderg is going to do here. This house is going to be completely destroyed. And with the map position that Matthew has, is going to start himself a 6th base in the middle of the map. Slow and steady wins the race. This watchtower, with a few more volleys of all of these catapults, is going to be taken down. 4 more catapults enter the fray, 8 in total on top of the map. Definitely can use some more of these in the engagements. But the positions over here are going to take down the entire attack from mderg here. The counteroffensive, or the defense, is not going in his favor. Slow and steady, everything seems to be taken down here. 4 dragons enter the fight as well. There's a singular dragon at the backhand side of the natural base here, slowly able to take down the workers here, as it so far has 10 kills, 12 kills, and it's just going to continue taking down all of these juicy workers here. Ballista could have taken down this in 1 or 2 shots, definitely not going to happen so far. More of the 4th base here is going to be taken down. This ballista ship is just standing still while all of the workers here are going to be taken down. 19 workers are going to be killed, 20 workers are going to be taken down by this dragon. A total of 31 workers being lost by mderg. Not a great position to be in. Once again, 1000 gold a minute behind when it comes to the mined resources is not what he likes to see. Ballista shot does manage to take it down, is attacking his own airship now, which I'm not entirely sure how that keeps on happening, and this airship is going to be taken down. A lot of friendly fire happening this series. Another watchtower being constructed at the possible 6th location of mderg, but might go ahead and try and take that as his own. But I feel like this attack is going to be the final push. More and more catapults are going to be on the way. Still a total of 8 at the western side here, but more are constructed, more are finding the way to mderg's base. Definitely wants to take down this ballista, which I'm not entirely sure why he's not trying to focus it down, or at least this watchtower either. Definitely needs to be taken down for the dragons here. Trying to go ahead and drop some units on top of the army of Matthew. Is it going to happen? It doesn't really look like it. And yes, mderg knows that there is no holding back, because if you look at the bases and the map presence of Matthew, and all of the siege on top of the 3rd base of mderg, there's nothing he could do, and he does eventually tap out, giving MatthewN the 2-0 victory. And with the 2-0 victory, that gives Team Broleague their first win of a series up until now when it comes to Pro League 6. It took 1.5 weeks, but here it finally is, and it is not just a victory, it is a clean sweep as well. Which, if we go ahead and look at the scoreboard for the team standings, means that Team Broleague got themselves 2 additional maps, and because it is a clean sweep, got themselves 3 points instead of 2, so they are now at 5 in total. Team Holy does need to look behind them now. They both want to go and catch up to mderg and the Fellowship, but one more clean sweep from Team Broleague, and they might be 2 maps down, but they will have the same amount of points. Having that said though, that we shall figure out in day number 4 of week 2, as it will once again be the Fellowship versus Team Holy to try and figure out who is either going to extend their lead or going to once again secure their 3rd place. But like I said, that is for next time. For this time, I hope you enjoyed this series and I hope you enjoyed the cast, and if you did, of course, feel free to like the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought and if you have any additional thoughts of this series. And of course, congratulate Team Broleague as well at their first victory in this competition. And of course, not only leave your thoughts in the comments down below, but also feel free to check out littlewargame.com and chat with us in the lobby chat as well, or feel free to join the Discord as well. Having that said, if you do not want to miss any of the Pro League 6 action, feel free to subscribe, and of course do not forget to check out the other content creators as well, because there is a lot of coverage of this Pro League season and there is a lot of insights to be gathered and a lot of different viewpoints to be seen. And I believe that that is all that I have for you today. So, I hope to see you guys in the next one. And until then, have a great day, my dudes.